Welcome to turning a moment into a movement.
This little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. This little light of mine, this little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. Oh Lord, just let it shine. This light of mine, this light of mine. Oh Lord, would you please just let it shine. Take the drama out of my life. Oh Lord, every night, the pain ain't right. I wake up at night, I never sleep. 26, 10, and 7, that's just me. Every day I need a little seed. I need a little fresh air, man, I need to breathe. All I know is trauma, all I know is tickets. All I know is no visit, all I know is a mission to get straight up out of prison. Lord have mercy for me. Lord have mercy on my people. Preacher Mary Washington and all my real. Lord have mercy with my people. I pray to God, we really need you. When I was down bad, when things weren't going right, every time I prayed at night, I put my hands up in my face. I said, Lord have mercy, little light of mine. Lord God, please let it shine. It's the drama that I live in my life. I swear to God, I was a bad guy every night. 10 toes down, salute. Everybody suffering, everybody who trying to make a way. Everybody looking for the sky, everybody looking for that piece of pie. In a law library, I know what that feel like. Hoping that somebody get active and involved in your situation. Man, pop your collar and pray. Cause Lord have mercy on my soul. And they make bad guy father get out soon. And the rest of those brothers who be mobbing to child each morning. Oh man, I ain't going to this afternoon. Man, I'ma miss dinner today. I got a couple noodles. Hey, you know what that feel like? Do you know what it is? And if you a victim of a wrongful conviction, suffered and served by Ken Worthy, then I know that you know what that pain feel like. And your mama know what that pain feel like. Your father know what that pain feel like. With that light, let that little shine. Let that light shine, a little light of mine. Bad guy, doughboy weak, all these great people in this great world of ours. 10 toes down, salute. I appreciate you, bad guy. I appreciate you, weak. I appreciate the tech. I appreciate everybody in the studio. We gonna pop off that LV, ooh-wee, cause that's what they be liking to see. But I hope you hear the missing when you see me fresh. Salute. You do good, bro?
Greetings, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening on Turning a Moment into a Movement. And I am your host, J Love. This evening, on Turning a Moment into a Movement, we will continue our powerful accountability and action series, a critical conversation about transformation, wrongful convictions, prison reform, and what happens when people refuse to let their past define their futures. Joining us this evening is nationally recognized advocate Danny Dandridge, whose story of surviving 19 years in prison, turning pain into purpose, is inspiring change across the country. Also with me tonight is Marcus Kelly, our compadre of Turning Moment into a Movement. He's the founder of the Change Up Midnight Coalition. He's also an advocate, and he's fighting for justice, accountability, and meaningful reform. This is more than a podcast. This is a movement. Real conversations, real people, real change. Thank you for joining us this evening. Our mission here at Turning a Moment into a Movement is Turning a Moment into a Movement was inspired by the wrongful conviction of Gerard Haycraft, my son, and was built from the urgent need to create a safe, empowering space for all who have been harmed by injustice. Our mission is to shine a light on wrongful convictions, over sentencing, and neglect of those who are mentally ill, medically frail within the criminal legal system. We are committed to uplifting voices, sharing truths, and advocating for those too often silenced. Through education, community organizing, and courageous storytelling, we work to disrupt the systems, policies, and patterns that fuel the injustice system, transforming awareness into collective actions and turning every moment into a movement for real change. And that's why we're here every Saturday now. Um, so I'm going to bring on Marcus. Hey, Marcus.
Hey, what up, though? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Over my family house right now, enjoying the family.
Okay. So, Marcus, you haven't been here in a minute. So, catch us up. What's been going on?
Yeah, I've been working on a documentary called "No Exception to the Promise," and it just kind of highlights the inhumane treatment of those of us that are incarcerated.
Mhm.
We utilize Sister Soldier Crystal Clark's case as the lack of medical treatment and care. Forced labor, where prisoners are forced to make 12,000 license plates per day, and 40 people, and combined, and only gets combined $100,000 at the end of the year, while the state makes 7.5 million. So we're just talking about just highlighting the forced labor because of the involuntary servitude, and slavery being in our Constitution. So yeah, I've just really been working on that film and just kind of taking a deep dive and being careful that I can add every issue that's in there so that people are educated and understand that there's no such thing as rehabilitation if somebody has been habilitated in the first place.
Yes. And so you brought up Crystal, and I was sad to report that another woman died inside Huron Valley.
Yes.
And this is the young lady, Karira. I'm not pronouncing her name. Howard. Kay. Um, Crystal called me. I think was Thursday morning, and she was just crying and upset about this. But horrific, preventable death. And I just want to, take a moment to acknowledge her family. We talked to her mother and her family the other day, and it's just horrific what's going on in Huron Valley. Um, we were already upset about Crystal newest pictures. This is Crystal now, you guys. And so with the mold that's just literally eating her alive. Um, and I posted this on my timeline because I wanted people to see how Crystal was before the mold started taking over. And then we see that the mold was growing out of her ears. And then now, today in 2026, this is what's going on. Her hair is falling out, her ears. It's just, the mold is just everywhere. And so I want to talk about that later on about who we're going to hold accountable this week, MDOC. But yeah, so I just want to say, rest in peace to Ms. Howard, and sending love and condolences to her family. And we have to do something about this. I mean, we've been sounding alarm for 5 years now. And so I'm just disgusted by what's going on out there. But yeah, Marcus, are you froze?
No, I'm just taken aback by the young lady that just passed, and it's just unfortunate.
Yeah,
Me personally, I think it goes beyond holding MDOC accountable. At this point, you hold the governor accountable.
definitely. Definitely she should be held accountable because She knows about this. Every time I run up on her people, the first thing comes, Marcus, you was there.
Yeah.
The first thing comes out their mouth is, "It's illegal. The governor knows." But does she know this?
Yeah, the
Does she
governor
know
knows
that?
the governor knows everything we have. The
Right.
every elected official know that went up in there and laid eyes on her know that they all seen the medical records. They talk. They are colleagues, so they know what's going on. It's just, you know what I'm saying, they just make so much money off people in prison that they don't mind paying the lawsuit money when that comes, because they already made, like I said, they already made about $4-5 million off you. So, you know, they can pay a $500,000 lawsuit or whatever the case may be, because they're gonna get it back anyway 10 times before they let you go. You know, you gotta think they let go of so many people from medical releases, and commutations and things like that. This would be the perfect case of commutation. But they know if they allow Crystal to be released, then more people will start speaking out. So this is called breaking the buck. If people in prison can see that even with national attention to this case, that they still won't release her, then it'll make people stop fighting.
And then Kay, she reached out to the same lawmakers that we reached out to, because after they came in there, the retaliation was to make them clean the mold with no gloves, no nothing. And she called and complained about it. And so
and they allowed her to
now they want to call after another death, because we already had Jennifer Wallace in November. Now somebody else passed away. Now they want to call for investigation, but we appreciate everything.
It's just like prosecutors. Do you expect the prosecutor to investigate themselves?
Exactly.
I mean, come on, you know what
exactly.
Kind of,
But anyway, we're gonna get back to Huron Valley, because I got whistleblower video I want to play. But I guess I am so excited about our guests. I watched the Alabama Solution probably about 3-4 times now. Not because it was like, something that we all should watch it, because for one thing, the way people speak about in the comments about what's going on, like at Huron Valley, for example, they don't even understand. They don't even have a clue of what the conditions are inside these places. And so I'm so glad that he's on with us tonight. And I want to bring him on, our guest for this evening, Danny D. Danny D.
Hey, Danny. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How everyone doing?
Oh, man. It's an honor to meet you, brother. It's like I'm completely honored, man, to see how you brothers stood up and put your bodies on the line to be able to get out, what what was actually going on and behind those walls. And it's because a lot of people can talk about, prison reform. They talk about all these different reforms, but like I said, you can't form no system that's built on slavery. And as long as they look at people in prison as property, then they're not going to care about, they're not going to see the humanity in you. Clearly, in Alabama, that's what the Alabama Solution pointed out. It pointed out how they put people on drugs, the control them. It points out how they force people to work at McDonald's and places like that. They talk about the involuntary servitude that's attached to our jurisprudence. That people don't even know that when they plead guilty to a crime, or if they found guilty to a crime, you are pleading guilty to a status.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That is, and which will make your plea bargain not knowingly and intelligently made, because you didn't know that I was agreeing to be a slave. You know what I mean? So I just want to congratulate you, brother, and take my hat off to you, because man, y'all brothers was brave, and I'm hoping that people, when they watch your film, is not just a good watch. It's not just a movie night, but it's something that sparks something in somebody to actually want to take action. So thank you, brother.
That's right.
And I think here in August, Danny, we're the NAACP is doing a movie watch here at the Charles Wright
Okay.
African American Museum here in
Okay.
August. I'll
Okay.
let you know the actual date, but yeah, they're
Yeah.
gonna. So, I want to show before we start talking with you. I just want to
Okay.
show a short clip for those who haven't seen it.
Mm.
Bill County Correctional Facility. This guy living on the table. There go another guy on the floor sleeping.
The Alabama Department of Correction, the ADOC. They don't want the public to see the conditions they get in. They don't want you to see the slave labor that's going on inside.
Lord have mercy. That video, that first video you just showed, it was about 12 o'clock at night, and I was sitting on my bed, and I looked around, and I just was so fed up with the 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 way we was living, how inhumane the conditions was, how people ain't got no mattress, living on the floor. When they get money every day for every inmate that's incarcerated. I got up. It was a guy over here washing clothes in a mop bucket. I said, cover your face up. It was another guy who I said, y'all stand over here, because I had the influence in the dorm. So I was the dorm rep. So, you know, which they might call it a shot call or whatever, but it was for the way I operate, it was for what's right, you know. And I told him, I said, man, I'm finna film everything. And this was the beginning of the documentary. And I just went to filming. You know, I got my phone, video. I went to video on the guy washing clothes in a mop bucket, because we can't send them to the laundry. They come back more dirtier than they are. Then I went to showing all the black mold on the wall. And I've been complaining about the toilets for about a month and a half, 2 months. They won't even, you see is poop in the toilet, in the toilets. It's 300 some people in the dorm. We got 2 toilets to use. All the rest of them stopped up, messed up with poop and everything, you know, in the toilet. They won't even come fix them. Man, I just went off, man. When I tell you, I was so tired, I was ready to fight. I ready to do whatever for justice. And the ones that were scared, I told y'all, man, listen, y'all just need to get up out of here, because everybody that's in this dorm right here, we finna fight, man. You know, it was some guys got mad because I was shooting a video, because they was coming harassing me and putting me, you know, in and out of lockup and stuff. But that ain't gonna break me. I'm a different kind of soldier, man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm a warrior for God. I said, nah, you know, you can lock me up, you keep me. I'm in prison already. I'm gonna keep fighting for my rights. I'm gonna keep fighting for my constitutional rights that y'all violate every day. And I still got flames in me right now. You know, I'm still fighting right now. When I tell you that this mission is so deep, we couldn't cover everything in the 2 hour, you know, hour and 54 minutes. It's so much more that I have to share, yeah, and for the world, you know, to see. You know, it just was time. It was time for us. It took a team of leaders in different camps to stand up and say, "Hey, man, we're gonna do hunger strikes. We're gonna lunch. You know, all you know, we're gonna have to come together. For one, we're gonna have to have unity right here. It's not gonna work without us coming together, and that's the reason why the Alabama solution, you know, made it on a global scale, because it took a team of leaders in different camps. And the camp that I was at, I was the only one there. Everybody else was, you know, it was 1 or 2 of us there, you know, at the same camp. But where I was at, I was the only one. And I was standing on business. And I had other people, you know, I had a lot of other guys, you know, got them on the same page as me. And man, cause at first they was like, no, man, when you doing time, it's a lot of things that people doing that they don't want the officers coming in the dorm and we everybody got phones and of course they doing their thing with drugs and selling drugs, doing drugs. So but I'm like, man, listen, I don't care nothing about none of that. I don't care how nobody feel. I'm finna stand up. I'm finna shoot these videos. Whoever don't like it, come see me. Yeah, that's the attitude that I had. If whoever don't like it, y'all don't care. You know, we got to fight. You mean y'all just gonna lay down and let these folks just do us like that? No,
Mhm.
no, I ain't going for that. I'm built different. And so and that's how and my fight was so impactful to them guys. They respected it, you know. And then now I got the warden coming down there, want to talk about I'm a gang leader. I ain't no gang leader, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a fight though. I am a leader for what's right, and that's what we did. We shot the videos, we got the pictures out there, and before I was sending them videos to the reporters and the filmmakers, I would send them to DOJ first. See, I was working with DOJ before I even started sending them to filmmakers. I was working with DOJ because I wanted them to come in and have a prison takeover
Mhm.
yeah. I would until I figured out they weren't talking about nothing. And I'm talking about Department of Justice. Cause they
Mhm.
got enough, huh? Hmm?
No, go ahead. I was just saying, mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got enough. They got enough evidence to come in and take over Alabama Department of Correction. They got a lot from me, and they got a lot from the rest of my brothers that was sending them stuff too. So I was working with DOJ first. When I seen they weren't gonna do nothing, that's when I went to just sending them out, sending them to filmmakers, reporters. Man, y'all get this out. We need the world to see this right here. We need the world to see this. We got to get some kind of help. You know what I'm saying? And that's how the documentary came about. I risked my life, I risked my freedom, my parole. I never made parole behind it. I never made parole. That's ain't how I got out. Every time I went up, and I was smart enough to get out of there with all the foolishness, because when I changed my life and accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, I got back from a lot of stuff. But I'm still gonna fight though. But
Right.
far as all the breaking the rules and all that stuff, I got back from a lot of stuff that I was doing, because I was one of the ones running around, kept catch, running around the camps, catching stabbing cases and stuff like that. I think I got like 4 of them, you know what I'm saying? But you know, like I said, when I changed my life, it just everything it changed. Everything changed. It's like my whole the time, like the way I was doing time, it just God just he came into my life and he started using me, and he knew that I had the courage and I had the heart for people because I really care for people. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, yeah. So he guided me. He guided me through, and I ended up coming home, which was a blessing. Which was I'm very grateful. To have my freedom back, and that's why the same energy I had in there, I use it out here. You
Yeah.
know, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So for those who are listening, because people see the documentary and they kind of pigeonhole a person from what they see. Could you tell us, and people who are listening or who may watch later and after, and later on, who are you beyond the documentary?
Well, Danny, uh, prison advocate, community advocate. Since I've been home, right at 3 years, um, I became a community practitioner. That I took a class at Miles College, and I'm a business owner. Uh, Me and my wife, we got a transportation company, Brilliant Sparkle. Plus, I started my own nonprofit, which based on youth development. So we have programs set up in schools and stuff like that. Well, we ran a program through a high school, which it was successful, and then now we finna move it. We moving it somewhere else. But I had like over a hundred some kids sign up for it. It was cosmetology and barber. So what I did through my nonprofit, I went and got instructors that know the business, that got their own, hair salon and barbershops and HVAC business, and we all got together. I got everybody together, and I went and sat down with the program director at the high schools and at Build Up Community Center, community school, and they honored it. They honored my plan, and
Mhm.
we got, and I can send you videos. I got video pictures and everything, but over 100 some kids signed up for barbering and cosmetology, and
Wow.
we went. My instructors, you know, she went in and she taught them kids. My barber, they went in, they did a great job, and I can show you some of the results. These kids is talented. They just need the right guidance, because I understand, because I was once that young teenager in the streets at a young
Mhm.
age, breaking the law, doing everything it is out there but the right thing, doing everything but the right thing. And so my passion is to try to help as many men as I can not go through what I went through. So I said, I said, okay, they took trades out of high school.
Mhm.
Because when I was in high school, we had trades. And
Right.
so now, when I come home in 2023, I'm analyzing everything, the situations, because I'm here to fight. I'm here for the people. I'm here to fight. You know what I'm saying? Every day. And so I look, I said, okay. So I got with some of the program directors, and I said, okay, we're gonna put the trades back in the school. We're gonna put them. I got the instructors. It'll be through my nonprofit, the Fisherman Project, and the fisherman is biblical. Because if you teach a man how to fish, he have a
Yes.
skill set, to take care of himself and his family, for a
Right.
lifetime. So we got up in the schools. We got up in Carver, and we launched the program. It worked. Now we moving it to somewhere else. I graduated my HVAC class probably about 2 months, about a month and a half ago at Build Up Community School. They graduated. You know what I'm saying? Them guys there was in their 20s. So they all got they certifications. I can send you the pictures of the graduation and everything, and this through my nonprofit. These trades ain't through no high school. Well, I put the trades in the high school, but what I'm saying is this ain't happened through no college or no community college or nothing like that. This just was a group of good-hearted people that got together, and we launched the got these people, got the teens and these young guys, and we made sure that they got trades where they can
Yeah.
go and get, jobs making 30, starting off 30, $40 an hour. And my instructors, when I have a meet with them, I let all of them know we not only teaching a trade, we're gonna teach them the trade, and then we're gonna teach them the business side of it. Because we got to produce entrepreneurs. So
Right.
if you get in this trade and you young, because let me go back. When I first got into the school, they only wanted to do 11th grade and 12th grade. I said, nah, you know, I want all of them. I'm talking to the principal, I'm talking to the program directors, the teachers, the counselors. I said, nah, I want ninth through 12th. And I said, all of y'all, just imagine a ninth grader getting the basic training. We was doing natural hair because I don't want the kids going home messing with chemicals and burning their head up and stuff like that. A
Right.
ninth grader getting a trade of cosmetology. A ninth grader. So that's 14 years old. So by
Right.
the time she get they get in the 12th grade, they are already equipped with a skill set, a trade to make money and possibility on their own business. So
Exactly.
they felt they agree with what I said, and I got the ninth to the 12th. And like I said, it was successful. Now we moving to other schools. We graduated everybody, and man, I'm talking about it's a good thing. And then I tell people, because I got other people that want to get into the schools. Guess how I got into the schools? I just
How-
sit back and I think I said, I said, I want to get into the detention centers. I want to get into the school system. So what I did, I'm a thinker. So I said, I know for a fact all them schools got empty classrooms they not using.
Mm,
See what I'm saying? And I was
yeah.
right. And I was right. When I went there, called, hey, I want to sit down with the program director. Hey, you got any classrooms you not using? He was like, yeah, man, we got 4, 5 of them. Let's put them to youth. And I volunteered to do this. This volunteer, everything, all my programs that I put together is it's coming from the heart.
Yeah.
It's coming from the heart. You know, we went in and we taught them kids. Not only that, I did the mentorship part because I'm a VPP, a violence prevention professional, certified. So I got that certification since I've been home also
Mm-hmm.
through a nonprofit that I work for, OAA, Offender Alumni Association. So all this was accomplished within 2 years. I've been home 3 now, but in 2 years, from serving 19 years of my life, I came home and I told God, let's go. I'm ready. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Now, yeah.
Amazing.
And
Amazing.
thank you. Thank you. And so, that's what I'm doing. I'm standing on it. It's
Yeah.
basically I'm basically walking in my purpose, and I
Yeah.
understand that. I recognize it and I understand it. And so,
Right.
yeah. And so now I'm finna launch a Birmingham leadership violence intervention program now. You
Mm-hmm.
know, yeah. And I want the youth in this class as well as the older people too. You know,
Yeah.
but youth development is very important to me because of everything. I didn't have no childhood. Everything I seen growing up was street, negative. You know, my life is when I tell you, man, God is so good. When I was 9 years old, I'm gonna go back a little bit. When I was 9 years old, I got hit by a car. I was stuck up under the car
Oh my God.
from an intoxicated person. He was drunk, drugged me all the way around the corner. And he heard something up under the car. And this real life. And this gonna be when I do the documentary of my life, all this would be in there. I was hit by a car at 9 years old, stuck up under the car, and the car drugged me all the way around the corner. And the guy, what my parents told me, when he found out, when he heard something up under the car, he stopped and he looked up on the car, and I'm up under there. And he just dropped to his knees. He didn't run. He just dropped to his knees, and that's how it happened. So when I woke up in the hospital, both of my collarbones broke, my leg was broke, my arm, everything broke. So when I got you know healed and everything, and I'm able to move around again, and I turned 10, 11 years old, my brothers and uncles, I'm the youngest out my brothers and sisters. I'm the youngest.
Okay.
So my brothers and cousins, they used to keep me with them. And my brother's the oldest. So they used to keep me with them to protect me. But they doing everything wrong.
Well,
they put they putting dudes in trunks. in the trunk. They pistol whipping, dude. They selling drugs. They doing everything it is to do, and I'm right there. I'm right there because they want to keep me with them to protect me because of what just happened. But everything I'm getting exposed to was was illegal. It was illegal. So growing up, so growing up, that's all I seen. That's all I seen. So I was always different. I was always ahead of my time. you know, uh, and so it just, but I always had a heart though. Even when I was in my foolishness, I always had a heart for people. When I was in the streets, I used to help people. Hey man, here goes some money to pay your bills. Hey man, let me take you over here, man, get you something to eat. I was one of them type of dudes that dudes wanted to deal with me. That's why I got a lot of respect now. They see how, but I was violent. I was a violent person. That's why I'm a 10-time felon. Three of them attempted murders. That was my charge. Three of them was, and the rest was all kind of more other stuff. I'm a 10-time felon, and so but it's just now that what God have done for me and what I've been through, I had to go through the fire. Because when I first went to prison at the age of 22 years old, and I caught that case when I was 18 though, you know, and I went to prison. I realize now he always had his hands on me, and I always had favor. So, but when I made my mind up to really say, "Hey, God, it's over. I don't want to live like I used to live. I don't want to go through like I want to go through.
Yeah.
What I used to go through, and it went from there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to chime in. You had said something I thought was critical that I think people really need to understand is we believe at the Change Up Midnight Coalition is that heal children, heal the community. So yeah, we do need to invest in our children. So
Yes.
and so many of our communities, our youth are left out, with systemic racism, systemic oppression, systemic discrimination. All those things play, systemic everything on top of
Mhm.
justice impacted.
That's right.
Um, so we are always left out of conversations over moving forward, whether it's
Hmm.
policy, whether it's ordinances, well, whatever, even when they talking about laws, like right now, they going
Hmm.
after our 14th Amendment, which is why a lot of my people down there marching in Alabama right now.
Yeah.
Um, but then, but going back, so we have a lot in common because, and I'm talking about it in my family, we did a hunger strike here in Michigan.
Hmm.
They started feeding us spoiled food with maggots, the ignoring our prisoner complaint forms, just a plethora of inhumane treatments.
Hmm.
And one of our things that we asked for was to get rid of Airmark. So now Michigan is the first state, the only state that don't have Airmark. Airmark is in every other state but Michigan. We got rid of Airmark. We advocated for job training. We advocated for college education, things like that, and got most of the majority of what we got.
Yeah.
I ended up filing a civil rights complaint against the Department of Corrections. They settled in my favor. So we did make a lot of changes when it came to that, but it's still so far to go.
Hmm.
Um, one thing that I want to point out is, you know, like how we addressing ourselves now. They use the words felon, criminal, and stuff like that as a replacement for jigaboo or nigga. So you
Hmm.
know what I'm saying. So it's up to us to talk. When we address the public about ourselves, introducing the humanity in us. So yeah,
Okay.
you may have made 10 mistakes,
Yeah.
but that don't make you a 10-time felon. I mean, you just made 10 mistakes, and
Yes, sir.
and
I understand.
um,
Mhm.
so and I want to go back to the impact of your film
Okay.
because a lot of people don't understand, which so our sister soldier Crystal Clark and the fallen soldiers here in Michigan and all around the country who are dying in prison for raising their rights. People need to understand the correlation, the connection between chattel slavery, and some people say some people try to differentiate it by saying yesterday was chattel, today is modern.
Hmm.
I'm saying it's still the same, chattel,
Hmm.
because even today they call you property of the state. And if
Hmm.
I'm property, then you are free to do what you will with your property.
Mm-hmm.
and that is how they operate when we talk about our elected officials who they buy, because a lot of our elected officials is is invested in prison stock. You know what I'm saying? Like right now in the United States, they kick out $11 billion in goods from free prison labor. You know what I mean? In my state,
Mm-hmm.
in Michigan, is 40 prisoners do they kick out 12,000 license plates every year, every day. And so, and I forgot how much that is by the end of the year. However, the state makes $7.5 million off of off of those license plates, but pays out a collective of $100,000 a year. That's a 500-to-1 ratio. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That is called forced labor. And when we silent about that, then they can create their own narrative and say, hey, they're lining up, they want these jobs. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Not realizing that if you don't take that job, especially here in Michigan, I'm pretty sure yours is the same, but if you don't work, you might not go home. You lose your privileges. You can't go home. That is not that's not somebody saying I want the job. That's coercion. That's involuntary
Mm-hmm.
servitude.
Mm-hmm.
And so really it's about narratives. They tell people the narrative right now are immigrants are taking your jobs, when in fact prison is taking the jobs.
Yep.
And so I look to our labor unions to stand with us, because I'm like, if you talking about you working and you fighting for the rights of workers, then you should fight for the rights of all workers. But they don't see us as human. You know what I'm saying? So we are
Mm-hmm.
always left out of anything moving forward.
That's
And,
right.
and that's why it's important that when we represent ourselves in these communities and in these meetings, is how we address ourselves. Because if you call yourself a felon, they're gonna look at you as a felon. You know what I
Right.
mean? No matter how much of the fire you went through, no matter how much you do, felon, the word felony, the word criminal still has that historic meaning of nigga, jigaboo, discrimination against housing, education, jobs, the thing like that. Because as you well know, Dred Scott is still law. You know what I'm saying? Nobody challenges the Dred Scott ruling that says that black people are 3/5 of a person. Now, prison doesn't look at black people in general by itself. It looks at poor people. You know what I'm saying? So now and poor people, no matter what race you are, if you poor, we're gonna criminalize you. And when you get out, then we don't have to give you no job, no housing, even though we got shit like Ban the Box, even though we got stuff like Second Chance that looks sexy, and we got, expungements that look sexy and all over TV. But in all actuality, as long as criminal background checks is in effect, we ain't never getting no second chance. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And we ain't gonna never get a chance until we take slavery and involuntary servitude out of our Constitution.
That's
So
right.
I want to
I agree.
piggy.
I agree.
I want to play this video that kind of tie into what you was just talking about, Marcus.
They don't want you to see the slave labor that's going on inside. It doesn't matter if the job is dangerous. It doesn't matter if you're sick. You can be written a disciplinary for refusing to work and placed in solitary confinement. And it's not just prison jobs. A lot of prisoners are being leased out to corporations or to do state work.
I work in Department of Sanitation every day in the communities, and I only get paid $2 a day. Downtown Montgomery, they have inmates working there. Even the governor mansion where KI been.
We're being told you're gonna work for us for free until you die. If they insist on running an unconstitutional prison, they can run it themselves.
Man,
I saw a
I'm one of the
video.
ones that actually work, for $2 a day, working a job that pays 26, 27, $28 an hour. I've been to 16 facilities, camps. I've been to 16 camps in Alabama, 16 of them, from max camp all the way to work release. So I seen everything. It's slavery. It's slavery. It is. So what I did was I took advantage of it. Okay, you gonna let me out in the free world for 6, 7, 8 hours a day. All right. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show the world in. So you let me out of here. I'm gonna get me a phone out there, and this what I'm gonna do. And that's what I did. I went to filming the job site. This where I'm working at. This where other people working at. This how much they paying us, and that was $2 a day, $4 a month. At Holman, when I was at Holman, which is a max camp, them guys make 25 cent, 20 cent a day.
Wow.
They making and they making the tags for cars. When you go to the DMV, get your tag. Holman Prison in Alabama make the tags, and they only get paid a quarter.
Yeah, and
You
those
know what I'm
taxes
saying?
cost
And
something out.
so when I was shooting them videos and showing, you know what I'm saying, how we was working and the work that we was doing, man, listen. It was so many times that, man, I could have just I wasn't gonna do it wrong, but I have thought about it, because the time that I did and the way that I was getting treated, which I was fighting back though, but I'm like, man, y'all let me out of here, man, and man, I could just really just and they was running, left and right, they was running, but I didn't do it because I just knew God had something else for me to do, But we got if we can stop the money. And that's what we was doing. That's what we were trying to do when we did the hunger strikes and the strikes and stuff we was doing. We were trying to stop the people from working. The guys was working, man, and let's stop these people from producing, from making this money. Cause we stop the money, then we can see a change. We can see some kind of justice. You know,
Right.
we must. When I was at home and we had the governor to come, we ended up got the governor to come to the prison, you know. But it didn't change nothing, you know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, we exposed them. The Alabama Solution did expose Alabama Department of Correction, but it's still so much to do. It's still a lot we got to do.
You
We
got
we
to shut
can't
down the
stop.
state. You
I
have to
mean, we
shut
just
down
got
the
to
state.
keep going, man. We got to keep going. Because
Mm.
if we can stop these folks from making all this money off of, from underpaying us, you know, it will make a difference. It'll make a big difference because that's all it is. It's a big money. It's a big money scam. That's all
Look
it
at,
is.
look at Colorado. As soon as Colorado
Department
got
of
slavery out
Corrections
there,
ain't nothing but a criminal enterprise.
check out
Mm.
Uh,
Colorado.
you know, that's all it is.
Brother, check out Colorado. Colorado got slavery out of their
Can y'all hear
constitution.
me?
Yeah, can
Hmm.
you hear me? Can you
We
hear
can
me?
hear you. You can't hear us?
Nah, you can't hear us.
You might have to come out and go back in. I'm gonna let him out. Go ahead, Marcus.
Nah, in Colorado, when
Hey,
they got slavery, can you hear anybody?
Can you
No,
hear us, Danny?
he can't hear nobody. But in Colorado, they took when they got slavery out of their constitution
hello? Hey,
just a month and a half ago. Well, I'll wait till you fix that.
Go ahead. He gonna come back in.
Yeah. Well, when they took slavery out of Colorado's constitution, the incarcerated workers there end up suing in the courts for slave labor. And the courts just ruled in their favor about a month ago that since they're no longer slaves and no longer involuntary, and they can no longer provide voluntary servitude, that they actually have to they actually can't force them to work no more.
That's
So
right.
because Colorado got slavery out of their constitution, and the prison workers sued the state for slave labor, the courts ruled in the prisoner's favor. So now what that does is it opens the door now for prisoner workers to be able to unionize and to get paid at least minimum wage. And
Yes, they
which makes incarceration no longer sexy in Colorado at this point, because if you can't get free labor off of the billionaire companies, not going to look to them, especially if they get unionized. They're not going to invest in there no more, because like we're not getting paid. Like right now as it stands, they give you, like in Michigan, is between 68 cents and $1.35 a day. So you know what I mean, and to make license plates. And here's the thing. You don't get any sick days, as he just mentioned, and they talked about Alabama solution, but you don't get any sick days. You don't get no workman's comp. You don't get no health care. You don't get no health care, which is what Crystal Clark and a lot of people in Huron Valley is suffering about. They don't got any health care. You don't even get none working. And then they don't have you got to give Social Security points towards your Social Security. So when you come, if you've done 20 and 30 years in work, you can't even come home and draw Social Security. So it's like it all those things. And if you die on the job, they're not responsible for you because you don't have any OSHA protections. So it's like it's sexy to put a job in prison and to tell the public that the immigrants and Mexicans taking your jobs, so everybody can look away from what they are actually doing.
Yeah,
and
they
so
want more slaves to do the jobs.
Yeah, I mean, and you think about it, we got to quit using the terms modern from chattel, because it's still chattel. If you look up the definition of chattel, the chattel says movable property.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and that's the same. So it's like, if we can actually get to that, if we can get to the root cause and pluck it up from the root, then we can start a process of changing. But until then, we're gonna always have organizations and people around here having all these beautiful things, saying, well, we doing second chance, we doing expungements, we doing these, but the actuality, that ain't nothing but painting the house, cutting the grass, but still slaves is inside.
That's
sort
right.
Sort of like in Huron Valley, when elected officials get ready to come here, they paint over the mold, they paint over that, you know what I'm saying? So people look pretty, but people are still dying. So it's like, you know what I mean? Once we can come together as a collective and come together for a same common cause, then we'll be strong. You know what I'm saying? Right now, we're not building power, we're not organizing. And
that's
why,
the problem. Right, because that's why a state rep can go in the prison and look at a lady looking like this and don't say nothing.
Yeah, they walk out like, I went and seen her and campaign on it, and yet somebody just died recently in the same prison, because they're not addressing those things, because they're gonna keep pitting each other against us so we can pick the worst of both evils. And not none of our elected officials, I don't give a fuck who it is, I ain't seen not one elected official actually push for change. Not real change that affects those of us that are directly impacted. You know what I mean? And that's the problem that I have with our elected officials and with each other too. Those of us who don't vote, I got a problem with that, because they always complaining about what's happening, but you don't see them on the front line. You know what I'm saying? You don't see them voting. You don't see them at the polls. You don't see them at the city council meetings. You don't see them at the county commissioner meetings. You don't see them at the school board meetings. You don't see them at the library meetings. You don't see them nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And I think, like in the Bible, you know what I'm saying? I don't know you. I haven't saw you. Do you know what I'm saying? I hadn't seen you out there with me. And we can't be in deep connection if we don't share the same values, because clearly you don't want the same. You can go home, you can go outside and claim a block and say, this is my block on whatever ward or whatever street we represent, and don't own nothing on the street. You know what I'm saying? And eventually it's going to be gentrified out anyway, so you ain't going to be able to come on the block no more. So I'm like, so what are we doing?
Right.
That's
you
right.
Come in and take everything for little or nothing, and you don't still have you don't have no ownership. You don't have any skill sets. You don't have nothing. And that's right for slavery.
It's very right. Because if you starve a community, they become a slave to whoever feed them. So the best thing we can do is teach people how to fish for themselves, which is what the brother was just saying. And that is the biggest impact. And a lot of people talk about Section 8, but then nobody mentions Section 3. Section 3 says in 2 years, when you get on Section 8, if you're in subsidized housing, if you or some system of justice impacted, then 25% of HUD funding has to go towards giving you job training, and you supposed to get the first dibs of whatever company or corporation that comes around in your community. You get first dibs to work there. They have to let you work there. That is part of the community agreement that they have with HUD. And they don't talk about that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody talks about Section 3. Section 3 was passed in 1965.
Golly.
Wow.
Section 3. It's called Section 3. Yep. People talk about Section 8. And when Trump them saying the people only can get 2 years and got to go, that was already in Section 3 anyway. Section 3 was identified and created to be able to lift people up out of poverty.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So they're only enforcing part of the Section 8 agreement. The whole thing is they're supposed to provide job training for free. They're supposed to give you first dibs on whatever company that comes there. You're supposed to get a job there first before anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because you in subsidized housing, and they're supposed to set you up to where you can actually fend and eat for the rest of your life and take care of you and your family. But the whole purpose of why they're not talking about those things is because they know that if they can starve a community, they become a slave to whoever feed them.
And so
that's some good knowledge there, brother.
Yeah, because I didn't know nothing about that, but
I didn't know that. I didn't know nothing about Section 3. That's some good knowledge there, brother. And I'm sure gonna research it, and I'm sure gonna share that information.
Man, look, I'm gonna be out there to visit with you, brother. We can definitely bounce back, because I'm trying to do the same thing in my community right now.
Yeah, and we definitely need to talk when this after this interview, and because I got some stuff I want to talk to you about. With your documentary also, and I'm also doing another documentary myself, and so so Georgia contact me, the families, a few families, and they wanted me to come, help them, fight with them, and help get their voice out there. So I'm building another project, so I definitely need to talk to you.
Definitely. And I'm here, y'all. And I'm here, y'all. I'm here. I'm about to hop off camera because I got to, I got to do my little 1-2 step with my cigarette.
Okay,
Marcus.
Okay.
Come back here. We're working on a documentary as well with the ladies. We started talking about Crystal and her journey. So Crystal was already, she's highly allergic to mold. And so she was already talking about everything on prison radio. She was a contributor, and she would come on. She would talk about the conditions. She would talk about the women. She would always, talk about everything that was going on in there. And so from that, when we got on it, talking, advocating, women started just coming from everywhere, talking about their experience inside that prison. The only female prison in Michigan. They can't send them anywhere. Like the men, they probably, I don't know how many facilities they have, but the women only have one. So, and all of them are in this place, and it's molded. And even like the video, when I was looking at the how it was raining in there, and I was thinking about how the women were talking about when it rains inside the facility, and the mold was on the ceiling like shag carpet. And so, and that it would rain, the mold would drip on them when they were taking showers. This is like not one lady, but a lot of women were talking about this. And meanwhile, the MDOC covers it up, or say that's not true. Or when people come in there, they start having the women paint all over the place. And so change is necessary.
That's right.
In all these systems, because they're all corrupt. It's all about the money. MDOC gets like $2.1 billion a year, unrestricted funds with no oversight. So where are you spending all this money?
They pocketing it. Man, it's a big money scheme. That's all it is. I got so much evidence of ADOC proof that it ain't nothing but a big criminal enterprise. I mean, I got the evidence. You know, that KI, the governor, from the top all the way down to the bottom. You know, and we've been. I spoke about this. You know, last week. That's from these people is doing so much. When I tell you, from money laundering, extortion, harvesting organs, all kind of stuff is going on here in
Oh, wow.
Alabama. And not just in Alabama, because this a national fight. But
Right.
right here, the information that I got it. I got it. They kick. So I had a I had a guy that called me. His father was like 84 years old, incarcerated here in Alabama. Got real sick. They sent him to Brookwood Hospital. Then they sent him to UAB. He died at UAB. His son got power of attorney over him. They stopped letting the son come see him. Then the father died. So the son did an autopsy on the body. The state telling the son, well, he property of Alabama Department of Corrections. He our property, like brother was talking about. When the son got the autopsy back, there was no. It was an empty body. It was all the organs gone.
That was on the
So
news.
when he called me, you know, because he seen my courage and he seen my fight for the people, my heart. He called me and explained to me his situation. I said, huh? So I went to doing my research. Come to find out, they killed him. Because if you taking the organs, the body got to be alive. You can't
Right.
take organs from a dead body and then expect to go and sell them and use them in another. No, the blood still got to be pumping. So I told him, man, they killed your daddy. When I did my research, they killed him and took all them organs out their body, out his body. So then I want to now I'm finna go deeper than that. Okay, in Alabama prison system, all the level fours, all the max camps got cemeteries right behind the prisons. All of them, they got cemeteries. So
Hmm.
yeah, so the people, the guys, the women and the men that in past, you know, they've been locked up so long, their families and died off, and they know, and the administration know they ain't got no family support, and they bury them back there. They know they finna die, so they kill them and take the organs. So I'm like, well, how many? I said they need to go and dig some of them bodies up out there in them cemeteries. Then now, since this man and called me about this situation, I went to thinking, I wonder how many more back there in them cemeteries bodies like that with no organs in them. You know,
Right.
yeah. And see, that should have been covered in the documentary that we did. So it's still so much. When I tell you I got all the evidence, I got everything. You know, and see, if I wanted to get them more information, more videos and stuff, because I got videos of guys with pistols, yeah, with Glock nines, yeah, inside the prisons, in the clips, with the clips, 2, 3 clips, yeah. I got all that. So
Wow.
it's so much in Alabama. When I say Alabama different, man, listen, man.
Let me because my phone finna die on me, and I'm sorry, but how do I do this, Jay, without so I can everything can go through?
I'm gonna take you out, and then you can charge your phone and come back.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you know,
I
it's man, Alabama, man. But now since this fight, people is the whole nation got their eyes on this documentary, which that is amazing. Thank God for that. But
got to do more.
we got to get justice, man. We
Yeah.
got to stand up. it's a big lawsuit, civil suit that I'm a part of on ADOC, and it's about guys like me that was working and only getting paid $2 a day and stuff like that. And Miss Jennifer, we got a lawsuit on that situation. People, people in Alabama working and stuff and not getting paid, because the guys who make the tags, they only get paid a quarter a day, and so yeah,
So when you
Alabama
hear,
is so corrupted, and like I said, it's a national fight. There's a national crisis, when it comes to the justice system. But
right,
yeah, we just got to keep going, and we can't
right.
stop.
So when you
Yeah.
hear about people talking about Jim Crow, you can't hear me? Testing, testing, testing. Oh wow. You might have to, I don't know what's going on. I can't hear you. So I might have to click you out and click back in and play this video. So I'm going to do that, you guys. Hold on. All right, I'm back. I'm going to play while they get their phones together. I'm going to play this video of Crystal Clark. And this is, well, it's regarding Crystal Clark, but it's a video of one of the whistleblowers that she sent to us. I want to play that right quick.
8th Wednesday. Today, Crystal Clark was on my call out for labs. It was supposed to just be a CNP, a CBC, and an INR because she has a procedure, a cardiology surgery, coming up later this month on the 24th. I'm not supposed to tell her about that, which I didn't. I don't. I just said it was the basic stuff. And she said, no, I saw him with Dr. Ellison yesterday. He said that he was going to put in the order after I made it adamant about he needs to draw my labs to check for lead and mold and any type of bacteria, fungus. And so I look up the order and my jaw just dropped. I said, they're there. They had been putting off these blood draws for so long. I read about Crystal Clark before I even started working at Huron Valley. And it wasn't, I just read about it, it's all over the internet about how dirty the place was. I started working there in February, and I found out they did go through a lawsuit, but I don't think anything happened with that. I'm not even sure, but even on my first day, they said there's an inmate named Crystal Clark. She's very mean to staff, and you always have to have an officer with you if you ever have to, be with, draw her blood. Well, after so long, maybe just a few months, I did have to draw her blood, but it didn't say anything about needing an officer. No one, that was just at the first day. It wasn't really, followed up. She saw nurses without officers. I mean, we have an officer in healthcare, so, but yeah, I just thought she'd be, exactly what they said. I thought she'd be mean. I thought she'd, but it wasn't that. And so she was nice to me. I was nice to her, I was professional. And I just kind of said, to myself, I just, I want to be on a fly on the wall and just kind of watch. Just see how is this really what is all over these articles? Is everything that Crystal says true? Well, it's been almost a year now, and I've noticed months ago, I don't even know when the first time I really it hit me, man, they are really, honestly, I think it was June. So I started in February. June, there was she I had a urine culture for her, and when it came back, like, the results didn't look like normal. They didn't, like, I couldn't really even read any results on the order. So I'm like, man, that was the first, like, is this like some like conspiracy, like, to, like, for whatever reason, like, why would they be doing this to her? It's not even like, she's not even there for like murder, which I'm pretty sure she's there for like robbery, and like, I think she was just in the car. And like, why are they so out to get her? Why are they covering things up? And so, you know, after that, I'm just like, all right, well, that could be something. Let's just, you know, keep watching and seeing. And then she'd come in and I'd be drawing her blood, but it was for basic things, a CMP and her blood count. Then she's like finally like showed me her ears, and it's like, it was joked about with the staff, like Don Jones, Suzanne Jones is her name. She's the director of nursing. And she'd be like, in a staff meeting, she was like, if I said, Khalife, who's a RN there, on January 6th, or she would just say some random day, could you tell me what the inside of Crystal Clark's ear looked like? Well, I don't think Khalife could, because everyone in the room laughed. And actually, I think he said, ha, no. Like, being serious, like, no, he couldn't. Yeah, but guess what? I could. I think Archer could. They don't have the date memory like I do, or the photographic memory like I do, but I see it, and I've been watching it grow, and it's just like, I like Dr. Ellison, like, as a person. Like, I think he's a good doctor, but why is he doing this? I don't know. I feel like something is like deeper going on, like behind the scenes, and it's like talked about like just amongst them, just upper management. I don't know, but I have been seeing it. Nurses have quit. Crystal have said, yeah, all these people have quit because they see what's happening. Well, I have to take care of my family. I can't just quit because they're just doing whatever to just one person. Who knows who else they're like this with? I mean, I know that there's 2,000 inmates there, and yeah, they don't get the best medical care, but honestly, they do, because just like Kabani said today, Baczynski is getting a shot that cost $150,000 a year for her MS. She's a lifer, and they're slowing down her MS. Well, she couldn't get that if she was outside. Like, so I know they do care, and they are helping people, but why are they doing this to Crystal? Dr. Purnell told me I should write a book, and I've been thinking I should write a book called Inside the Walls, or Inside These Walls, or I thought of a good book name the other day. But so I can't wait to see these results come back, and I just wanted to say this or record this so I can look back on it later. God, I hope I don't need it, but I have a feeling I do. I will. But I pray for her, because it's not fair. They are people. And just something needs to be done. Like, there just needs to be some type of change. And maybe that's why God called me to work there. I didn't feel the way I felt about applying there for nothing. I think there's more to come. And even Dr. Purnell told me, this path that you're on, the path that you're feeling, keep following it, because you are there to do something more, and I believe it. So, here's to that. Bye.
That was a whistleblower. She worked at Huron Valley for a year, and she was the phlebotomist, and she was doing the labs on Crystal and all the women inside the prison. And so she reached out to us to tell us about what she saw, and that's just one of the the audios that we have from her. But people who have never had a loved one in prison or have had a prison experience or doesn't know anybody inside, what would you say to them? Um,
You
what
said
would
you said people that never experienced prison.
Yeah, or even had a loved one inside, what would you um express to them about prison? Because I we get a lot of negative comments, and
Yeah.
and I'm sure you heard them. Well, don't if you don't do the crime, you can't do the time
Yeah.
or whatever, and all that other crazy crap. What would you say to those people?
Okay. Well, I would say just look at me. You know, uh, look what God did to my life. Because I'm prime example of redemption. That you can turn pain into purpose. You can. People do change, and see, that's what people don't understand because when you're doing time and especially coming from somebody that ain't never experienced or never had nobody in their family and then to do time. So, and they know you. So the only thing they gonna remember is that person you was when you went in.
Mm-hmm.
You, so to people that think differently, people do change. Sometimes people have to. I'm speak for me. I had to go through something. I had to witness. I had to see and go through what I went through in order for me to become the man I am today, and a man of honor. Now a productive citizen, helping the youth. An advocate, a community practitioner, a case manager, a violence prevention professional, a man of God. So don't judge nobody because they incarcerated. Because God working with them, God dealing with them. You know, it's a choice that they gonna have to make. They gonna either make it or they gonna keep staying their foolishness. I made the choice to change my life.
Yeah.
So just because somebody is incarcerated and you never, you don't know nothing about it, just believe that God can take that person and change his ways, change the way he think, and put him on a scale so big that he gonna help millions of people. And
Yeah.
so you gotta people are so quick to judge people because of their situation where they just don't know. I mean, it's in the Bible. The last will soon be first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So don't be so quick to judge no person because they made a mistake, because a lot of y'all made mistakes just didn't get caught.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
yeah, so don't be so quick to make no, to judge a person just because he incarcerated and you don't know nothing about it. The only thing you looking at is a criminal, what you thinking a criminal, what you thinking, but people seem to forget that Jesus sat at the table with the murderers, the robbers, the rapists, the kill. He sat at the table with all them people. And then
Right.
if you know the prophets, if you really believe in the Bible, if you know the prophet, you look at John and Joshua and Can and they all them. Oh man, come on now, come on.
Yeah. People forget. They
They
don't.
forget that.
They forget that part. They
Yeah, they
don't even
forget that.
associate it. They don't even like Jesus was wrongly convicted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He was prosecuted and killed for something he didn't do.
that's
So
right.
What are you talking about? Don't do the
Exactly.
time if you can't do the crime.
Yeah.
So where is your humanity and where is your compassion for people?
And
Um,
and
I go ahead.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh
I'm
no,
sorry.
go ahead. You good.
Yeah, then another thing, like you just said, just to piggyback on what you said, a lot of people, if for one, a lot of people is illiterate to the law and the injustice system. They
Mm-hmm.
don't know that the injustice system is set up for us to lose. It's set
Yeah,
up for us to go to jail for one. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And it's not fair at all. And
right.
so people is illiterate to that, for one. And people, you got people that getting now don't get me wrong. Now I ain't saying this, trying to justify somebody breaking the law. I'm just saying that they can change and make an impact in your life. They can help you change, you know,
Right.
because everything that they said that I did it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
Mm-hmm.
gonna keep it a book. Everything they said that I did. All 10 feelings, I did it.
Mm-hmm.
So and look at me.
I was
You
about
know,
to say, look at you now.
yeah, and yeah, look at me. I'm standing next to, and I only been home 3 years. I only right at 3 years. I only been home right at 3 years. And I got judge's number in my phone. I got city council's number in my phone. And I'm talking about circuit court judges,
Mm-hmm.
city judges, the chief. I got numbers in my phone. I can call these people anytime I want to, and we gonna talk. And they gonna, and I get advice, and because they see my work and they see my heart, and they say I'm a changed person.
Yeah.
So you judge a person because they went to prison, just because they got locked up, because they was in a fusion. God would take that person like He did me, like He did me, and would change so many people, and would
Yeah.
help so many people in life.
Yes.
So.
So I wanted to go back because you didn't mention this. You're an author as well.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
got a book.
yeah, yeah. It's so much. Lord have mercy. It's so much that I accomplished in such a small, short period of time. Getting released. From that hellhole. But yes, the Dandridge Survivor Code, and
Hmm.
let me tell you how that came about.
Okay.
Cause when I was incarcerated, of course they don't have no kind of, the little programs that they got, it don't really rehabilitate you. They don't really got there for you to rehabilitate yourself. It's
Okay.
it's, it's designed for you to fail. It's designed to destroy you. You know, so in the midst of that, I used to get books and I used to read them and study them. Not just read, I study them. So I just I got obsessed with Robert Greene books. So I used to read the 48 Pounds of Law, study it. I used to study the mastery. I used to study the art of war, the art of seduction. And so I used to study these books. And so I said, hold on, let me see something. So I went to researching Robert Greene. The 48 Powers of Laws was a book that I started reading in 2003. And I was 23 years old when I got exposed to that book. And so I've been reading it ever since, studying it ever since. And so I said, let me do some research, because he speak about kings and queens, back in the AD days, and Shakespeare, and he touched some good topics of how they used to operate back then, and how you can use some of them same laws and apply them to your life now, and they are effective and they will work. And so I did my research, and come to find out that he wrote the 48 Powers Laws off research.
Hmm.
So I said, okay. So everything that I went through, um, really didn't have no childhood, grew up street life, then 19 years in prison, then everything I went through in prison, and then came home, and the redemption side of it, and the work that I'm doing now, you know, um, I wrote my own book, 40 Laws. based on real life laws though.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it came about. I said, let me go back because of course we know the rules and regulations of the streets and all this stuff, but this ain't street right here. This is biblical. This is spiritual. This about what's right. So I wrote 40 laws. I came up with 40 laws that helped me survive the
Mm-hmm.
street life, the prison life, 19 years, 16 camps I've been to from max all the way to work release. And then the redemption side of it, that from when I changed my life and the work that I'm doing now, building the community, helping the community, feeding the community, because we go out and feed the homeless too. I
Mm-hmm.
go up on the bridges, and so and I say I want to give people some laws to follow, some real life laws, not laws based on research. So these real life laws that help me survive, and so
Mm-hmm.
because I am a survivor, and you are a survivor,
Yeah.
and so the laws is let me. I also have in each law because I understand the mind frame of people, the different mind frames of people. So I breaks it down. You got the street meaning. Every law got a street meaning and a spiritual meaning and a motivational message.
Oh
So
wow.
because I mean I understand, you got a lot of guys that they only understand and recognize street language, you
Right.
know. And so by me realizing that and becoming a different person, I put it in my book to where it's a street meaning. Every law got a street meaning of what it mean and a spiritual meaning. And so I created the Dandridge Survivor Code.
Yeah.
It's for the at risk. It's for the signed off. It's a guideline for them to use and go by that will help you. And it's 5 stars on Amazon. The people love it. Go out and get it. You can order it on Amazon. It will be in other stores, real soon. But as of right now, it's on Amazon. It's 5 stars and it's doing good. Please go out. Order the book. I got the audio is $9, and like $9 in the book is $18. So yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. I get a lot
I'm
of
with you. So
calls
when you,
saying that that they love it, they like the book, and it will help you.
I'm gonna grab it. So when you come to the Detroit area in Michigan, you can sign mine. So I'll make sure I pick one up soon so I can read it. So hopefully one day you come here. Can you hear me, Danny? Can you hear me? I don't think Danny can hear me, guys. I think he froze. But yeah, that's Danny's book. Um, so I want you guys to go to Amazon and grab it. And hey, Danny,
Hey,
did you hear what I said?
no, no I didn't.
I, yeah, you froze, but I was saying that I'm grabbing the book so when you come to Detroit, you can sign mine.
Okay, okay. Did you get everything that I said?
I heard some of it. I didn't hear
Okay,
all of it because you have froze. Go ahead.
okay. But yeah, but that's how I wrote the book. I just came up with 40 real life laws that helped me, and I also got discrete meaning because I understand how I understand the streets too. So I understand some guys they only understand street language. So
Oh
I,
yeah,
I
yeah,
break every law down where it got a street meaning, a spiritual meaning, and a motivational message. And so
yeah,
the book is good. I get a lot of calls saying that they love it, and yeah, go out and get it. Go out and get it.
yeah,
It will help you. It will help you.
yeah. So we're gonna get ready to get out of here. But is there anything that you would like to leave the listeners? I want you to come back again so we could do a part two whenever you're free. But is there something that you want our listening audience to get that we didn't discuss? Uh-oh. Think Danny froze up again. Let me send him a message. Guys, I was asking Danny about um okay. These cell phones, you guys, be messing up, but I don't think Danny can hear me. Hold on everybody. Let's see. Marcus, are you on? Are you live? Okay, we're having some technical difficulties. Okay, here we go. So I don't know if Marcus is live or not, but yeah, we're gonna get out of these cell phones because on this platform, cell phones do not work good. Um, but anyway, you guys, here's Danny. Hey, Danny.
Hey, hey.
I was just asking, is there any words or any last words that you would like to live the listeners or the
Yes,
people that's watching?
yes, yes. I just want to say, man, listen, if I can accomplish what I accomplished in a short period of time without doing anything illegal, you know, everything is from pain, struggle. And God took that, and now I use my experience to help other people. If the people just can just try God, try God. You know, I did 19 years. I didn't have no childhood. I've been 16 camp. I made it out. Now I'm on a scale where I can help people across the nation, and I'm doing it. God can make it happen. Try God. It's
Mm-hmm.
time. If you look at what's going on in the world, it's time for us. We got to stop being so hateful. Stop letting the internet, social media, you know, feed you all this negativity.
Mm-hmm.
So let's try God today. Let's
Yeah.
do that. Because when people see me now, they amazed. I'm talking about amazed that I'm a different person. I'm really a different person. I'm amazed. I'm still shocked that I don't
Yeah.
the same. 'Cause so if I can do it, trust me, you can too. Try
Yeah.
God. Let God guide your life. I don't care what your past is. Whatever your past was, it can be changed through God.
Mm-hmm. And the
Just a
God in
message.
you will allow you to see the God in others.
That's
And
right.
so, and when you see in the God in others, you see humanity, you see love, you see peace, you see joy,
Right.
you see all these things that's different. You're not just looking at the outside of a person, you're looking inside. So
Hmm. That's right.
thank thank you so much for joining us. I want to keep in touch with
You're welcome.
you, and I want
Yes,
you to
ma'am.
come back again. Maybe we can go over some of the laws in the book. I'm gonna get my book first, and then we
Okay.
could go over. And yeah, I just thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. You're very
Hope
welcome. Thank you.
also just let others know. about, we're advocating for a young lady, Crystal Clark. And
Okay.
I'm sure that from just talking about the mold, you mentioned mold there in Alabama. And so it's a thing that's everywhere in all these systems. And as people, we should be concerned and not look at
Yes.
people what you see on their oldest, on their list of things on their sheet, but seeing a person, a human. So
Yeah.
I just want to thank you. You are
Okay.
amazing. And the things that you have done in 3 years is amazing. And
Thank you.
if you could do that in 3 years, we don't have people they don't have any excuse,
There's no excuse.
So,
There's no
yeah,
excuse. These days in time, it's time to separate both from men. It's no
right.
excuse. I don't care if you've been locked up, how long you've been locked up, because I did 2 decades. So it's no excuse. It's no excuse. We separate both from men. It's time to stand up. It's time to govern our own neighborhoods. It's time to get these kids, get these teens, the YNs, the label y'all, and the people and label them YNs. It's time to get these young people and teach them. We got to teach them. Because the only thing is they get is connectivity from social media.
Mm-hmm.
Teach them how to some grand GTA and all this stuff here. It's feeding the brain negative stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So come on, man. It's time to step up, man. It's time.
Right. And don't let these people label you,
That's
because the
right.
things that you tell yourself, that's what you become. And so don't
Right.
let these folks label you. That is not who you are, and that's not who God intended you to be. So, yes. So thank you, and I appreciate you. I enjoyed our conversation, and I look forward to talking to you again.
Yes, man. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right. And I need you to stay on for a second. All right, you guys. It was an amazing conversation today with Danny and Marcus. And I thank you guys for joining us. And I'll see you next week on Turning a Moment into a Movement. And good night, everyone.
Just a light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Just a light of mine. Just a light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh Lord, just let it shine. This light of mine, this light of mine. Oh Lord, would you please just let it shine. Take the drama out of my life. Oh Lord, every night the pain ain't right. I wake up at night, I never sleep. 26, 10, and 7, that's just me. Every day I need a little seed. I need a little fresh air, man, I need to breathe. All I know is trauma, all I know is tickets. All I know is no visit. All I know is a mission to get straight up out of prison. Lord have mercy for it. Lord have mercy on my people. Preacher Mary Washington and all my real. Lord have mercy with my people. I pray to God, we really need you. When I was down bad, when things weren't going right, every time I prayed at night, I put my hands up in my face. I said, Lord have mercy, little light of mine. Lord God, please let it shine. It's the drama that I live in my life. I swear to God, I was a bad guy every night. 10 toes down, salute. Everybody suffering, everybody who trying to make a way. Everybody looking for the sky, everybody looking for that piece of pie. In a law library, I know what that feel like. Hoping that somebody get active and involved in your situation. Man, pop your collar and pray. Cause Cause Lord have mercy on my soul. And they make bad guy father get out soon. And the rest of those brothers who be mobbing to child each morning. Oh man, I ain't going to this afternoon. Man, I'ma miss dinner today. I got a cup of noodles. You know what that feel like? Yeah, you know what it is. And if you a victim of a wrongful conviction, suffered and served by Ken Worthy, then I know that you know what that pain feel like. And your mama know what that pain feel like. Your father know what that pain feel like. With that light, let that little shine. Let that light shine a little light of mine. Bad guy, Doughboy Week, all these great people in this great world of ours. 10 toes down, salute. I appreciate you, bad guy. I appreciate you, Week. I appreciate the tech. I appreciate everybody in the studio. We gonna pop off the LV, ooh-wee, because that's what they be liking to see. But I hope you hear the missing when you see me fresh. Salute.